What's up, everyone? And today I'm bringing a deck profile on my Gem Knights. Gem Knights is I'd say it's a pretty popular deck in the fact that it is known for the famous Gem Knight FTK. Of course, that whole FTK is gone now during Brilliant Fusion's banned, and Master Diamond is limited to one, although I think they can bring Master Diamond back. And I've been wanting to sort of like build this deck for a while, because actually when I played Duel Links, I don't play it anymore, but when I first started out with that app, Gem Knights was actually what I played, and it was pretty fun, and I finally have the deck, so figured why not do a deck profile for it. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. First, I run the 3 Gem Knight Lady Lapis, the 3 Gem Knight Tourmaline, and the 2 Gem Knight Garnet. These are the vanilla Gem Knight monsters that you use. I can't really say anything about effects because they don't even have any effects. But there are like each different types. You got rock, thunder, and fire for your different fusion monsters. I also run 3 Gem Knight Lazuli. Lazuli, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard, add to your hand. I also run 3 Gem Knight Obsidian. Gem Knight Obsidian, when it's sent from hand to grave, you target one level 3 or lower normal monster in your grave, special summon it. So you can essentially get any of the Gem Knight normal monsters. I also run the 3 Gem Armadillo. Armadillo, when this card's normal summon, you can add 1 Gem Knight monster from your deck to your hand. So it's kind of like a Rhoda, essentially. I run the 1 Gem Knight Alexandrite. Alexandrite, it comes essentially a 4th copy of any card. You contribute this card, special summon a Gem Knight normal monster from your deck. I also run the 2 Crystal Rose. Now, Crystal Rose is actually a card that works with both Gem Knights and Melodious. Once per turn, you send 1 Gem Knight or Melodious monster from your deck to your grave. And if you do, this card name becomes that monster's name until the end phase. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 fusion monster from your graveyard, special summon this card in defense position. So it's really good at being kind of like a Foolish Burial, a card that summons itself, and just taking the effect of any of your Gem Knight monsters. Like, let's say, well, I don't really know which one you'd really take because you got a bunch of normal monsters. Also run 3 Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit is a lot like Rescue Cat. The only difference is it summons normal monsters instead of effect monsters. Moving on to spells. I run 3 Gem Knight Fusion. Gem Knight Fusion is pretty good. You know, it's a fusion for the Gem Knights, but it has a really cool effect that it can recur itself. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 1 Gem Knight monster from your grave, add this card to your hand, and then that is not a once per turn. So you can just keep adding it back to your hand and keep activating it. So it's a really good fusion spell. Honestly, all the fusion spell cards in Gem Knights are really good. You got one that's banned. This one's insane. And Absorb Fusion is really good in itself too. Speaking of Absorb Fusion, I ran 3 Absorb Fusion, and yes, this is a Japanese one. Didn't want to pay the $5 or I guess $15 for 3 copies. Now Absorb Fusion is it's kind of like an optional fusion. First, when you activate, you can add a Gem Knight card from your deck to your hand. Then you can fusion summon a Gem Knight monster. But you cannot summon any monsters except for gem monsters for the rest of the turn. I don't really use the fusion summon effect as much because it locks me into Gem Knights, and I'd say the Gem Knight extra deck monsters aren't too particularly impressive. I run 3 Unexpected Die because you run normal monsters. Any deck you run normal monsters, you run Unexpected Die. I run 3 Pot of Desires for draw power. They call it by the grave because no one likes hand traps. Monster Reborn, a Foolish Burial, a card destruction, and a reasoning because you want to get your Gem Knight cards in the grave. Moving on to the extra deck. I run 1 Gem Knight Master Diamond. Gem Knight Master Diamond, you can banish 1 level 7 or lower Gem Knight from your grave. This card's name and effect become that card's. I run the 1 Citrine, the 1 Topaz, and the 1 Zirconia. The effects for these ones really don't matter as much because you're not going to be using them so much for their effects, just to fusion summon. I run the 1 Gem Knight Giraffenite. It's essentially a double summon. I run the 1 Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. This card was like $7 and didn't really have the budget for it. Must first be fusion Fusion summon with the above fusion materials, and you can only special summon Brilliant Diamond once per turn. Once per turn, you summon one Gem Knight monster you control to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. I only run one at this because honestly, it's not even the best Gem Knight fusion. Like, if you want to cut it out, that's honestly fine. I'd say this next card is the best Gem Knight fusion though, or Gem Knight fusion though. That is a Gem Knight Lady Lapis. Unfortunately, much like Brilliant Diamond, you can only summon this once per turn too. But this has an effect to where you can push Burial any Gem Knight monster to burn your opponent for 500. Moving on to the Link monsters. I run 2 Gem Knight Phantom Quartz. Quartz, when it is Link summoned, you can add a Gem Knight card from deck to hand. And it can also become a fusion summon card too. Well, you can use it as an effect to where you can fusion summon a Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck too. So it's a Searcher and a Poly all in one. Kind of like a Zord fusion. I also run the 1 Cross Sheep because you have it's a fusion based deck, as well as an Apollosa and an Axis Code Talker. And for the XC monsters, I run the 1 Abyss Dweller and a Gallant Granite because most of this deck is rocks. That's going to be it for this deck profile. Let me know, what do you think of Gem Knight? Do you think it's a pretty cool deck? Do you think, are some of you still having PTSD from Gem Knight FTK? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video I make. Bye!